Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Police have been called to a protest demonstration at Adamstown. Police say about 50 people gathered outside a building site in Date Street just before 7 a.m. in protest against the COVID lockdown restrictions. Officers arrived a short time later to break up the group. It's not known if any arrests have been made. Earlier, police dispersed a small group of protesters at Honeysuckle. The Hunters Peak Business Group is calling for certainty when it comes to reopening the region from lockdown. With less than a week to go until Freedom Day, Business Hunter says there needs to be clearer guidelines on how businesses can reopen safely. CEO Bob Hawes is welcoming a concession which allows staff in regional areas with only one vaccine dose to return to work, as long as they can provide proof a second dose is coming. But he says business owners who deal with the public are worried they'll be turned into vaccination police.
Particularly for customer-facing businesses that are non-essential, so the ones that have been closed now for a period of time. They're concerned that the community's got to do the right thing, and they don't want to be sort of cops on the beat to have to regulate all the requirements around QR codes and vaccination.
4 kittens have been rescued as fire tore through a garage at Charlestown this morning. Firefighters were called to a home in Cahaiba Road just before 6 o'clock to find a separate fibro and tin garage up in flames. They took more than an hour to extinguish the fire, but managed to stop the flames from spreading to the adjoining home. Newcastle Fire Command says 4 kittens were rescued and handed to police. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined. Concerns over the health of the Myall River is leading to calls for regular dredging of the river mouth. The Myall River Action Group has observed a decline in marine life since the late 2000s and say the current rate of sedimentation will likely cause the natural entrance of the river to be closed by Christmas. Gordon Granger from the group says the sand sweeping back into the river from Jimmy's Beach is closing the entrance rapidly.
In the olden days, we had a whole series of subspecies of tropical fish like mados, all sorts of spawning fish and the rest of it. It gradually went as the river mouth got closed.
A free vaccination clinic is open today at the University of Newcastle's Callaghan campus. The on-campus medical centre is offering Pfizer and AstraZeneca shots. There's no need for anyone to be a patient at the clinic, but you will need to book. People can book by going to hotdoc.com.au and searching by the postcode 2308. Spots are available from 9:40 this morning. Meanwhile, walk-in Pfizer clinics will be open at the Finding Yellow Hall at Western on Friday and the East Maitland Community Centre on Saturday and Sunday. The clinics are open to everyone over the age of 12, with priority being given to Indigenous people, those with disabilities or significant health issues, and people who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. Hunter birdwatchers are awaiting the arrival of several species of migratory shorebirds from Alaska and Siberia this month. The Hunter Bird Observers Club is running a monitoring program to track numbers entering the region's estuary. Conservation Coordinator Anne Lindsay says numbers have been in a decline for most species due to habitat loss.
Unfortunately, migratory shorebirds, as you can imagine, they're pretty vulnerable, making those long flights are ever decreasing, which is most unfortunate. So that's why we collect the data, so that we've got evidence.
2NURFM Sport.
Newcastle Knights CEO Phil Gardner says he has no fears of losing Kalyn Ponga to a new expansion team in 2023. The NRL is moving closer to confirming its 17th franchise, which has kicked off some speculation around its playing group. Gardner says Ponga has consistently said he wants to win a premiership in Newcastle and won't be going anywhere else. The Newcastle Jets have welcomed new signings Becca Mikuldadza, Savas Satravinas and Olivier Bumal to the training paddock after they completed their quarantine. The trio was put to work by coach Arthur Pappas during their 14-day isolation, being sent videos and presentations to study ahead of their integration with the first team. Meanwhile, A-League women's defender Taryn King has re-signed with the Jets for a second season with the club. Newcastle's Jackson Baker is through to the round of 48 at the US Surf Open. He narrowly scraped through his heat to qualify for the next round. Fellow Novocastrian Sarah Baum was eliminated in the first round. And the Hunter Wildfires have added Fijian Rugby League player Luke Naduratalo to their roster. He makes the cross-code switch for the second time in his career to join the club. That's sport. I'm Patrick Alderton.
And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 11, 12, 22, 27, 30, 37 and 5, and the supplementaries are 29 and 4. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.